Hey guys, it's Allison and welcome to 24 and 24 Talk. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sweating because I just got home from a PTO meeting. It was really exciting. We thanked our previous PTO for leaving or for serving this year, and then they announced a new PTO, and I'm really excited. I got elected to be the president of our PTO for my kids' school, and I'm really excited. And I have a great group of girls that I'm going to be working with, that I did just work with, that I'm going to be working with next year, and I'm really excited about that. So, I'm sorry, I just got home. But we have to talk 24 and 24 because this show is amazing. Hello. Okay, Michelle, if you want to request, we're waiting for Bucko. We can do this, guys. What did you guys think? This is a whole new level of entertainment, and just these challenges are insane. I don't know how. Is everything working? Let me see. I don't know how they're going to do this. Okay, hopefully that works. It's one of those days. Okay, there we go. It's one of those days. Are you at work?
No, I left a little bit early so I could get to dog sit
Oh,
and finish homework.
because you're almost done. You have like one more week, right?
Less than a week, but I have a couple assignments to get done before then, so
Amazing.
grinding at
Amazing.
the thing,
Grinding. And I think he's doing technical stuff today, right?
Yeah, he's teching for a new show, I think he said.
Okay. Can we just talk not worst cooks. There's so many. I get so excited. 24 and 24. I mean, this show, what do you think about the type of competitions that they had, starting last week? Like, or I'm sorry, I guess, is it 2 weeks ago now, or was it last week? I know. I
We
always
did.
get confused.
Sunday was week 3, so we're
Okay.
covering week 2.
We're having a week 2. Awesome. So, obviously we have our dream teams. Maybe we're losing some people on our dream teams. It's okay. I'm excited. Okay. Okay. But overall, what do you think about the level of competition going into week 2?
Man, this is like a matter of fractions, not necessarily,
Uh-huh.
miles. And also, I mean, with the challenges, it's any of theirs to lose.
Yeah. It's, I think that we have, I think we have some clear, front runners. But
Right.
I mean, is it too soon to say that? Like, is it too soon to kind of, pick I mean, I know we have our dream teams, like pick those horses that we think are going to do well. Like, we've seen Malarkey do really, really well. We've seen, I mean, like Chef Leanne's doing amazing. Like, is there anyone that really stood out in week 2 to you?
Um, I am going to say, looking at my list,
Yeah.
I thought Lex was standing out
Okay.
at the
Yeah.
beginning of the episode, and Christina and Dawn. But
Christina. Yeah.
Abishar is also, I think, going to be one of those make it closer to the end than we think.
Okay, no, was it you that chose him, or was it Bucko? Was it
That
was
was
it Matt?
Bucko.
I mean, Abishar is somebody who it's like I hadn't heard of him before, and now it's like, seeing him do he's really composed, which I'm really surprised. I mean, like the level of composure that they're showing, I thought for sure by week 2, by that second episode, we were going to start to get some of those tiredness, but I think the chefs are really prepared. I mean, do you want to talk about the first challenge?
So the first
Yeah.
challenge was a speed obstacle
Yeah.
course. We go into it with Alex having the golden knife, and this is a team
Yeah.
challenge. So 6 of the bold plus Zach
Yeah.
versus 7 of the cautious team, and
Yeah.
basically the obstacle course is break a chicken into 8 pieces. They have to juice 2 cups of watermelon juice, alphabetize 8 spice jars, separate 12 eggs, make mayonnaise out of the 12 eggs, shell 24 peanuts, and match 8 different varieties of beans.
Okay.
So,
What did you think about that compared to last season? So last season we saw, like obviously they had the whip challenge with the eggs. They did like the separating the eggs. They did the make whipped cream and but to alphabetize, like my
okay, that's
dyslexic
part of
brain could
the
not handle it.
themes. One,
Yeah.
one of the times that I was on stage with Alton,
Yeah.
one of his things was you had to, just by smell and sight alone, figure out, or no, it's just by smell, figure out what the like 6 or 8 herbs and spices were, and
How
then
did
put
you
them in the
do?
right thing.
Yeah.
I did not do as good as I was hoping, but I still
Yeah.
won out of the 3 contestants on the game show. But it's harder, and especially
Yeah.
with I was really surprised that it took so long for, was
Yeah.
it Leanne, to get him in order.
Yeah. I think it was
And
Leah. There was somebody else. It's escaping me right now. But would you guys choose the cautious or the bold?
probably
Great
cautious at
question.
this point,
Yeah.
just because you're going to start getting tired and making mistakes. It's like
Yeah.
the comment Joe made further on of,
Great
let's see,
question.
I have like 4 or 5 pages of
Yeah.
comments.
Oh, yeah. No, no. But and Mama Bird, what did you think about like obviously the speed challenge? I mean, this is something that I think we're going to be seeing again later on. Like that's what they did last season, where it's basically they
But it
show
was individual though.
last season was.
Yeah, this one's
Yeah.
a team one. I think I kind of like this one better
Yeah.
because it kind of evened out the playing field a little bit. Though I was really surprised that Joe blew his palette out so quickly.
Okay, wait, Chef Trammell has joined. Chef Trammell, you are on my dream team. I loved watching you. If you want to let us know what you thought of being on the show, we absolutely loved watching you. Okay, we're to talk about him like he's not here. No, no, but what I loved about seeing this, I mean, I think this is a great opportunity. Obviously, if you've checked out Chef Trammell, if you look at Chef Trammell, Trimell, he has done so much. Now, the reason that I chose him for my dream team was he has that soul food background. He was on with it. What was it like being on the show? I'm dying to hear. So let me know. But yeah, I think with the speeder, I like that they did the teams. I think that is something
Mhm.
different. I wouldn't be surprised at the ones who chose bold, go build or go big or go home. To me, I know that you said you would go cautious. I think I told you about this last week. I think I would have gone bold just because again, if I'm going to go home, at least I had a chance to win that bigger money earlier on, in my opinion. I don't know. I think that please,
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. I would probably feel okay going
yeah.
bald because I have a broad enough background in baking and cooking. But
You would
I
have done better
mean,
than I would have. I
I would hope so. Um, but
yeah,
I generally am like cautious until I kind of get my footing, and then I will go, all out. So the
yeah,
first time I would do cautious and then probably get braver as time goes on. Again, as
yeah,
people are getting tired,
yeah.
inhibitions go down, so they're going to try, a little bit riskier things, I think.
Well, yeah, and this is something that I want to ask the chefs. Is it's just like okay, you're obviously. I think we're at this point. This is episode 2, so I think it was like 2 hours in or something. I do you have the time
No,
stamp
I
on
do
yours?
not.
Okay, I mean this is basically we've just started the competition, but we've now done. We have 2 challenges underneath our belt, so it's like this is kind of where it starts getting real. Obviously, over half of the chefs have already gone home. So I mean, so after the speed round competition, do you want to talk about the next one?
Oh, so
Yeah,
okay, so let's go back to
yeah.
the
Sorry.
speed round. So they get to the speed round. They get
Yeah,
a child. The ones that won the speed round get to go back to the room,
right.
and so we're the ones that are left, which
Yeah.
was I I didn't write down which team it
Oh
was
no, that's okay.
which.
I think it was the bull, but I could be wrong. Like,
It was a bold, yeah, the bold
yeah,
team won.
yeah,
So they got to go back and figure out who was the strongest to get the golden knife, I believe.
yeah,
So we have the cautious team, and they
yeah,
have to do an interpretation of fast classics.
yeah.
So Michelle got beef bourguignon, Lex got mole, Joe got coq au vin, Molly got gumbo, and she had no idea what gumbo was. And I find that hard to
Yeah.
believe. I don't care where you live. She was asking, I
Yeah.
think she was asking Michelle, what's in gumbo?
I
Um,
think that it's something that but you may not know exactly. I do want to read this really quickly, Michelle, from Chef Trammell. It was an incredible experience. I loved every moment. Obviously, I would have liked to have lasted longer, but I played my game my way, which you absolutely did. And I do not regret for a second having you on my dream team. I wasn't cautious, and no, you weren't. And I think that's amazing. Gumbo and even the taquito was something I did. And so, gumbo, yeah, I mean, so Chef Trammell, with the gumbo, is it something that you encounter a lot? Like, do people not know what's in a gumbo. I think that's something that's very big in Southern. Obviously, like I lived in Louisiana for 4 years, so I love gumbo. I'm in the South. I love gumbo. But is that something that, a lot of people don't know what's in gumbo? I'd like to know that. Yeah, knowing it wasn't safe. A lot of knife cuts and precision, but that's who I am. A burger was an easy road. I agree. Do you agree, Michelle? What do you think about a burger being?
A burger is
Yeah.
an easy choice, but were they good burgers?
Yeah.
That's the thing is like you can do a burger, you can do a taco,
Yeah.
but you have to, and especially for this competition, you have to make them stand out.
Yeah.
And you're doing it without knowing who the judge is, and that makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, if we could ask, like, how was it knowing that you didn't know your judges? I mean, like, I think we've talked about this in the past, where you can kind of, if oh, I know Chef Jet's going to be my judge, I can kind of cater my menu towards him. How was it? Like, I'd love to ask Chef Trammell, like, how was it not knowing who your judge is and not knowing who you had to cater to? That's a really good question. Yeah, so you were talking about Molly, and then what else? Sorry.
So Dawn had lasagna, Christina
Yes.
had beef Wellington, and Abishar had pulled pork. And so all those things take a long time. They only have 24 minutes.
I was gonna say beef Wellington does not sound like it's something that you can make very quickly.
None of it
No.
is. Lasagna takes at least an hour, generally
Yeah.
longer. Beef bourguignon, again, slow, you're braising it so low and slow.
Hmm.
All these take 1 to 6 hours, depending. And mole, obviously, they've had a couple times discussion
Yeah.
that it takes a long time to build the layers. So it came
Yeah.
down to, let's see, Dawn did a noodleless lasagna with eggplant roulade.
Okay.
And she tried the tomatoes for the sauce, and that got
Yeah.
her some kudos with that, with the eggplant instead of
Yeah.
noodles.
Yeah.
Lex did the chicken tacos with mole sauce. Balance was good, but it wasn't as thick as it could have been because she strained it. I
Yeah.
think I would have seen if there was a hand blender and then blended the pieces up in there a little bit more,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that would have been better than straining it.
Right.
Um, Molly did lapchong
Yeah.
gumbo, so kind of an Asian gumbo, which sounds interesting. But
Yeah.
so I knew that, drawing
Yeah.
a blank now.
No, no, no.
Meh, 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 meh. The okra was a thickener, but she could also have used like sassafras root, which is called filet gumbo, to
Okay.
thicken it as well.
I think I'm not a big fan of okra, but I will say that I do like it in my gumbo. Like I mean if it's in like a gumbo or if it's in a it's not the gumbo. Oh my God. What's the other thing? It's gumbo and there's like it's not a roux. Gumbo. What's the other thing? It's either a gumbo or it's a with southern style cooking. It's gonna come to
Everything's
me.
fried.
I know. No, this is this type of stew. It's gonna come to me. But I do like having okra in those. Yeah.
And then Michelle did
Yeah.
beef bourguignon with, she did the beef wasn't as tender as they were hoping, because 24 minutes versus 3 hours of braising.
I mean, what
Um,
what would what would they could she have done to make it even more tender? I mean, basically,
Pressure
I know
cooked
that
it.
pressure cook. What about using like a beer batter? Yeah. Oh wait,
No,
wait.
that's fried.
Oh, okay. Okay, not knowing of is part of the game. I think the judges are huge. I think it's one judge, so it's hard to know exactly what they're looking for. More judges means a deeper look. And yeah, that is a really good, yeah. I mean, do you guys have any questions? Like Michelle, do you have any questions for Chef Trammell?
No, other than, kudos, because
Oh,
that is one of the toughest competitions. And even just making it through
yeah.
1 or 2 rounds is more than, the average person would be able to do, given the
Yeah.
challenges, given the time.
Yeah. And I want to ask, oh yeah, please. Maybe they all look technical, or at least maybe one judge only cares about taste. It's hard to say what the judge is exactly looking for. And I think that's one of the hardest things I think with being a judge. Because I mean, you're exactly right, Chef Trammell. Like you may, have a judge like that's solely based on taste, or you may say, oh, well, I really appreciate the fact that Michelle tried X, Y, and Z instead of, it maybe didn't taste great, but at least she tried. You never know, especially with these blind tastings. And Chef Jamil, if there's something that we can be looking forward to in the future, please let us know. Or if you have any other insight that you would love to give us, obviously, we're spoiler free here, but we're just really excited. We love watching 24 and 24. We've been doing Pajama Talk for 6 years now on Food Network shows. So this is something that we absolutely love. We usually joined by Bucko. He's not here today. He's doing something, his tech rehearsal for his play. But yes, please, if you have any other questions, let us know so we can ask Chef Trammell. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, let's see. Abishar did pulled pork sandwich like Sloppy Joe, and that
I
went
love
over
that.
really well with the pickled onions.
Yeah.
It looked really good. He just seems like he's a fun cook, just adaptable and just kind of rolling with it. I would try
Yeah.
his food. I would try any of their food actually. Joe did the coq au vin. He did
Yeah.
chicken with root vegetables. He deboned them. He did two different vinegars to try and punch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a noble effort. So the main comment was if she didn't know, she wouldn't know that it was coq au vin, but the flavors were there. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, you have to kind of wing it, I guess.
Yeah.
Christina did beef Wellington,
Okay.
beef fillet with the pink peppercorn sauce and duck fat mushrooms, which sounded wonderful. I'm going to have to try that.
Ooh, yeah.
And the sauce was delicious, beautifully cooked beef, and the mushrooms were delicious. She wanted prosciutto. So I think she
Okay.
got really close to it. I
Yeah.
would have grabbed, if nothing else, some ham or bacon just to get that porky flavor in there if she
Yeah.
couldn't find the prosciutto. Because they only have, again, 24 minutes, which is no time at all for this.
Right. Right. I'm so sorry. I just got a text message. Hold on, let me read it. It's a question for Chef Shamel. Hold on one second. Okay. If you could, Chef Trammell, if you could go back and compete, is there anything that you would have changed? Meaning, like, is there anything that, would you have changed up your game any? Or, would you have done a different, tried a different food? Is there anything that you would have changed? Or are you one of the people who are very much like me, like, hey, that's my game. I did my best. And that's what I did. Also, again, if there's anything we can cheer you on in the future, let us know. Thank you. Thank you so much for the text message. Okay, go ahead.
So at the bottom two was Lex and Molly, and I was
I was
surprised about Lex.
surprised.
I was not surprised about Molly.
Really?
I was surprised that she stayed and Lex went home.
Okay. I think that in the past, like, I think we talked about this last week where, oh, perfect. Paul would like, it's my dad's birthday, by the way.
Happy
Paul would
birthday,
like,
Dad Schultz.
yes, he would like to know how they would handle cooking something that you've never tasted before. That is, okay. So Chef Trammell, how would you handle cooking something that you've never tasted before? That's a really great option, a great question. Thank you for that. Yeah. So I think with home cooks in the past, we talked about this last week, but basically they're so not always, but they're very underestimated. I think Chef Molly. I think. Are you saying yes? Yeah. Oh, please.
No, I we need to
Disagree.
quit
Disagree. Go
referring to her
ahead.
as no. This is one thing I yell at the TV about every week.
Okay.
Everybody needs to quit referring to her as a home cook, and she needs to. She has a restaurant. She has a
Yeah.
show. Therefore, she's a chef.
Thank you.
It's
Okay.
it's it. First, it was like a disclaimer, and now it
Yeah.
feels like it's being used as an excuse.
I think that is Michelle. I think that's an amazing point. I think you're
I'm a
absolutely
home
right.
cook and baker, and I like competition baking,
Yeah.
but I'm not a professional. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you're trained or in a Le Cordon Bleu or not.
Yeah.
If you have a restaurant, you're a chef because you're directing the traffic and everything.
Yeah.
So as a home cook, I could compete on a fairly decent level, not again at this level, but
Yeah.
against others of similar talent and do fairly well.
Right.
But I'm never going to use that as an excuse or say I can't do it because I'm a home cook or a home baker.
Yeah.
It's you have to have faith in your skills. So
Yeah.
that's my soapbox.
No.
I yell at the TV every week on that because it's like
No.
don't sell yourself short. If you have done this to however many years, you are not just anything. You're an accomplished chef.
Michelle, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I get on that soapbox because you are so right. It is, again, I think that they do use it as an excuse. I think you're absolutely right by saying that. I mean, but I feel like this is again like the Damaris situation in the past where it was like, oh well, she's only this. It's
Well, like
she
Zach.
she's not. Huh.
Zach was
Jack.
only a pastry chef, and again, you
Yeah.
can't underestimate somebody's talents just because. Okay, you're a
Yeah.
mom, but you're also
Yeah.
a producer, an
Yeah.
actress,
A PTO
this,
president.
this PTO president. So we're not just
Yeah.
one dimension. We have so many other talents that we bring into
Yeah.
what we do. You can
Yeah.
never underestimate someone based on one qualifying description.
Right. No, Michelle, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm telling you, I think it's so smart. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Lex went home. Obviously, Chef
Right.
Molly say, you know,
And
and
then They go back to, oh, Bucko said something about the interpretations. I think he was not
Yeah.
happy with their interpretations because they were supposed to
Okay.
take it and I think put a twist on it. We'll have to
Okay.
ask him next week.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him because I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure.
Well, I think they could have done a little bit better spin on a couple of those,
You
personally.
know, I think it's hard when it's like when you're reinterpreting a classic because I mean it, there's so many different reinterpretations of classics as there is, like as they are right now. Oh, here we go. Absolutely. Hindsight is 2020. Competition cooking is different. You learn as you go. And that being
Hmm.
my first major show, I learned a lot. I probably would have a slightly different on the taquito. And that's again Chef Trammell. That is,
Taquitos can be tricky if you don't get
yeah,
the tortillas just right at the beginning, because that
right.
was one of the cooking classes I helped teach this semester was taquitos,
Yeah,
and it was amusing until we got the hang of it because there was like 15 of us. I'm the 15 students and me.
yeah,
Some of them got a little creative just to get them to stick together. So I mean, but you
yeah,
learn for the next time. That was part of the whole process was learning. Okay, this
yeah.
doesn't work. What can I do to fix it? So, I mean, he
Right.
made a good effort, and I like the idea of rolling them as best you can and putting the thing on top of it to hold them down because you have to adapt.
And taquitos are something that we eat all the time in San Antonio. It's like it's a big party staple here, so it's something that I'm very familiar with. However, I would not have known how to make it. I will also say, with 24 and 24, Chef Trammell, this is something that we've talked about, Michelle, Bucko, and I. And it's basically, we love the fact that we're introduced to chefs that we may not have had the opportunity to know in the past. And what I really loved about this group, and something that we've all talked about, is that it was such a wide variety of chefs that they got this time that a lot of us weren't familiar with. That now, I mean, like now we're fans of you. Now we're fans of, Lex. Now we're fans of Alex, who apparently is a juggernaut in his own right, and I had no idea. So it's I love this show because it does bring attention to who's who or who's coming up on the Food Network. So the fact that you were even there, like, is such a huge honor for you, and I mean, like, it's a testament to your talent. So congratulations for that, for sure.
And he kept his cool.
No,
I mean, that's the
yeah,
thing. This is one of the more brutal competitions because we watched TOC, we watched, I have chopped on in the background right now and had Kalina Bliss when I got over here.
love her.
Um, but I like it being introduced to new chefs from around the country
Yeah,
to learn about the cuisines they cook, or in his case, especially like the backstory of how they got into cooking, or where, their
yeah,
journey, because we all
yeah,
have, again, as an
yeah,
anthropologist,
yeah,
I like knowing the journey of why, like, I got into this because of Alton Brown and loving to cook.
yeah.
So you got
And
into this because of worst cooks.
yeah, and Chef Trammell, I want to say, if you're more than welcome to join on video if you would like to. We obviously will never ask for spoilers, but we would love to talk to you. Or if you wanted to come on again later, we would love to have you. Like we've talked to Chef Justin in the past. We've talked to other chefs in the past, so I would love to talk to you if you wanted to. No pressure. But yeah, but go ahead. But yeah, so I got into it. You said again because of Alton Brown, and
Yeah, so
yeah,
again, why people got into, for me, why they get into cooking, whether it's they learn to cook with their mother or their grandma,
yeah,
or they decided on a career change, or like Christina's an ICU nurse, but she also does the
yeah,
cooking. So the story part of it, I really need to follow up on see more about her background because
yeah,
she's got a lot of skills for an ICU nurse, unless she was doing cooking first and then did that. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um, I'll have to research that more after graduation this week. But so
No,
just
no
like,
pressure, no pressure.
but I enjoyed that part of it and seeing how their cooking evolves.
Well, it's also nice because it's like again we're seeing them compete at such high levels,
Mm.
which as somebody who's so Chef Jamel, I won Worst Cooks in America, so obviously my level of skill is nowhere near my co-host, who are you actually do know are very very efficient in the kitchen. But it's nice because it's like I'm seeing things that I want to try, and it's like I know Michelle and Matt also watch these shows, and they're like, hey, this is a recipe I've tried or I've never heard of that ingredient. I want to go to the store and I want to try that. And I think that's something that the Food Network does, where they basically do introduce us to these cuisines we've never heard of, or these vegetables or kitchen equipment that we've never heard of.
Cheese.
And cheese. I mean, there's cheese. I think was it the first week I was like, what the hell is that? And I was very excited about the cheese. But yeah, I mean, Michelle, did you want to talk about that final challenge?
So the next
Yeah.
challenge was best fast food. They all had 15 minutes. And since Leanne had the golden knife, she got 2 extra minutes and I had to pick someone to lose 2 minutes. So she gets 17.
Yeah.
She picked Avishar and he lost 2, so he only had 13
Yeah.
and everybody else had 15. So
Yeah.
Leanne went with scallion taco with Sichuan fried chicken. With
Sounds
her,
good.
the dough was too thick and it was falling apart because she didn't
Yeah.
have time to let it rest enough, probably, and needed to
Yeah.
develop the gluten, so it was stretchy.
Yeah.
Um, Joe did the kimchi Joe dog, which he cracks me up. He is funny.
I do like him a lot.
He just like I just started
Yeah.
laughing. So
Yeah.
the comment on that was awesome. The fresh herbs and kimchi, but there needs to be crunch on top. Probably like maybe fresh onions or
Yeah.
something. Some random thing like maybe even
Yeah.
stir fried noodles on top just for crunch.
What are those little noodles like they're like white and they're really thin. And then like if you get it like a Cheesecake Factory, like an avocado egg rolls, they have them. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those really thin ones. They have no taste. They look like worms.
I
They're
know. I think they were like rice noodles, maybe that
rice.
are
Yeah, yeah.
fried.
Maybe
I
that on top would have added some kind of a
maybe
crunch.
even crushed up ramen, something to go
Okay.
with the kimchi.
Yeah.
Avishar did Oklahoma smash burger. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Molly did falafel with harissa tahini, and I'm surprised that they were undercooked
Yeah.
because they weren't that
Rice
large.
noodles. Thank you. The rice noodles.
Brian did chicken strips, or they were more like chicken tenders or nuggies with green onion aioli, and that looked really good.
Yeah.
He was griping about it looked like the scraps of chicken when he was opening that bag.
They
Like
weren't they
little,
weren't complete strips, no.
yeah, it was all like, this is left over from an earlier processing.
Yeah.
Jamal did chicken chorizo taquito. The
Yeah.
chicken was slightly over, needs more sauce. All the judges always ask for more sauce. I've never ever heard one say there's too much sauce.
Well, and
And
I have a question really fast with the chorizo. Okay, and maybe you can obviously Chef Tramel, can answer this. Chorizo, I find so I made chorizo on the Worst Cooks in America, and mine was rock hard, and it was just over. It was
did
really
you
easy.
use Spanish chorizo or Mexican
No,
chorizo?
I use Mexican chorizo. I mean, like it was like chorizo. But with the chorizo, do you find that it's more of a technical protein that's harder to cook? Because I had a lot of issue with the chorizo. Is it something you've cooked with a lot? And did you find that, because it was over, it was really how do I say that? Because it
Crunchy.
was yeah, it was well, it was really easy to make it go over, meaning that
Yeah.
it was something that cooked really fast. So basically my question rephrased is with the chorizo, is it something you've used in the past, and did you find that it was something that it was really easy to overcook?
I
There you
know. I
go.
like using it with potatoes. So
Do what now?
chorizo and potatoes.
Oh, this sounds good. I love chorizo.
Because I use it more as a flavoring as opposed to it by
Yeah.
itself. For at least
Yeah.
for the Mexican chorizo, Spanish chorizo is more like firm, so you can like turn it into a corn dog.
Yeah, the one that I used was like a chorizo, like a sausage.
So that would be the Spanish. So
Oh, I
that you
use
could,
Spanish, sorry then. Yeah.
yeah. So you could that's easy to turn into a rock, and you could take it and cut it up and turn it into like a corn dog, dip it and fry it.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I don't even remember my recipe now, but it was like basically because it was like a sausage type
Yeah.
chorizo, but it was something that all of the judges said that mine was just really it was over, like it was overcooked and it was really really tough. So with chorizo,
And yet you
man, it's
still made
easy.
it.
Oh, I like chorizo. I'm just mad at it. I'm gonna learn how to cook it better. So, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Eventually, at some
Yeah,
point.
Eventually.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Michelle initially thought she grabbed ground beef. She grabbed ground lamb and wound up doing Greek lamb burger with feta and lemon. The flavor is good. Dill.
Yeah.
Apparently she has a tendency to make her ground meat dishes dry. I'm not sure
Which
how.
That was something that I think that they said in the last one, in the last 24
Yeah.
and 24, that they said it was dry and it looked delicious. Like I don't agree with that, but again, I wasn't there. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to be able to taste test some of these.
Oh, I know,
Um,
right?
Dawn did crispy halibut sandwich with a big, thick piece of halibut,
Yeah.
a Nashville hot sauce that she made. The fish was cooked perfectly, and Judy really loved the slaw and the hot sauce that she made.
Yeah, that is very true. Okay, wait. I think something to keep in mind in the future is time sensitivity. So it's still a show at the end of the day. So a dish can sit for like 20, even 30 minutes, and they have to go to 13 dishes before yours. You are absolutely correct. Like I think that's something that we don't see as audience members or kind of can take into consideration is the fact that you're absolutely right. So you have 13 dishes, and let's say you're number 13, like your dish will probably already be cold. It's already, it might change in texture. Like if you have something that might coagulate, it might coagulate. You might have something that you needed to have it set a certain way, and it melts. Dishes that are more forgiving, I think, may do slightly better, and I think that's a really good point.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, like, if it's a sauce, the sauce could split.
Exactly. And I think so. I think it's real easy, I guess, for the Monday morning quarterbacks like us to be like, "Well, I would have done this," but you're absolutely right. I mean, it is so hard to think about that. Like you have to think it is a television show, but it's also like you have to get the plates up there. You have to have the chefs leave the arena. You have to have everything set up. You have to have the kitchen cleaned. So there's so many things that we don't see. That we do actually see a little bit more of, I think, in 24 and 24 than we do on other shows, but the things that we don't see that go into making a show that I hope that we can take into consideration in the future.
See, I love it
Yeah.
when they pull back and you can see all the
The
crew,
people struggling.
runs, because I find that fascinating. I've never,
Yeah.
haven't been to watch a taping of that sort of show before. So
Yeah.
it's, to me, the production part of it is interesting. The how everything is set up. So,
Well,
because
and
I'm,
to see the culinary teams like go
yeah.
and like clear because I mean, obviously they have to clean every station in between challenges. And when the clock's not stopping, I mean, I don't know how they do it. Like,
Well, and I watched for,
yeah.
so there's one of the crew, his name is Wes, and
Okay.
he's on Nailed It. He's on the crew for Nailed It, where he comes out and
Okay.
Nicole Breyer has him do things.
Yeah.
And he's on this show as
Yeah.
part of the cleanup crew or camera or whatever. So I watch
Yeah.
for him when they do the pullbacks, just because kind of like a Where's Waldo.
See, and I think that's something also, Chef Jamal, it's something that we actually really like as well is, the fact that we get to know, like you were saying, like the culinary teams and like the judges and the chefs. And it's like, it's great to kind of know that they have, well, like first of all, like playing Rose Waldo with them, but like kind of know their background. Like the fact that Chef Leanne, the Hawaiian, that we have Malarkey, that he's just crazy, but he has like it's just fun. It's just fun. But yeah, so this was so that obviously the end of the challenge, we had to say goodbye, and I'm always sad about that. Like,
Yeah, well, let's see. We
yeah,
have a couple more. We had let's see. Dawn did the halibut, that was really popular. Robin did
yeah,
the burger with bacon jam, and she understood that, obviously Robin understands texture, loves the
yeah.
crispy onions and bacon, because who doesn't love bacon? Let's
I
see.
like bacon.
Zach did the fried apple ham pie. I was not surprised, but that was a really good gameplay, I
Yeah,
thought. A
cook what
real
you know. Cook what you know.
Well, I was surprised that the
And
dough
he,
was under again, because he
yeah,
is a pastry
pastry.
chef. So again, but it's not their own kitchen, so they're
Yeah,
using things that may not be dialed in as much as they have at home
right,
or in their kitchens at their places.
right.
Viet had fried chicken with sweet chili glaze, crispy, sour, tangy, not
Yeah.
quite enough batter on them. That's kind of a personal preference. As long as it's coated, to me, it's fine.
Well, and you said that before about the sauces. Like they always are wanting more sauce. It's
Yeah.
like it's always going to be hit and miss. Like basically, it's like or salt. Sauce and salt, I think, are the two like nails in the coffin for people because basically, someone, Chef Anne, I mean, loved her salt. You know what I mean? You couldn't do enough salt. But then there are
Well,
other chefs. It's like two pinches is too much.
Well, and if you think about the last TOC, Judy Jew was the one that griped at one of the chefs. I can't remember which one that had too. I think it was Malarkey, maybe had too thick of a coating on their
Yeah.
fried chicken or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's that's personal preference as far as how thick a coating. It's one of your kids. How
Okay.
thick a
Sorry.
coating on? I mean, if you're again, he probably would have liked to double fried it, but
Yeah.
time or double battered. And
Right.
then Alex had the cheeseburger taco. We put taco seasoning in with the meat.
Right.
Needed more lettuce or crunch. So if he'd used, instead of lettuce, if he'd used cabbage, that would have held up better, wouldn't have
Ooh, I
wilted,
didn't
and
think
would have
about
given
that.
more crunch. And radishes too.
I love radishes. I didn't think about using the lettuce versus the cabbage. I think that's really smart. That's I didn't think
And
about
you're
that.
in
Yeah.
Texas.
I mean, I eat both of them. I just didn't think
I
about
mean,
putting
I'll
it
eat
on
them
my
either
tray.
way, but if I had to choose, especially during summertime,
Yeah.
I like the trucks that have the cabbage because it will hold up in the heat better.
I think I think the problem is when I have cabbage, I make cabbage and I make corned beef and cabbage. So I like it really soggy. So
See, I
that's
like
just
the
my
crunch.
preference. See, I like
Well,
the
I do a
sogginess,
mean sweet and sour cabbage. It just depends what I'm doing. But on tacos, I prefer the
the
cabbage
crunch.
and the rat, and it's like slivered or sliced radishes.
Yeah. Oh, that just sounds good.
So we're
Okay, yeah.
at the bottom of it. The favorite was Dawn with her halibut sandwich,
Which
and the
again, it's
bottom three
great to
were,
see her again. We saw her on the last 24 and 24. We've seen her compete on TOC as well, I believe.
yeah.
So it's great to see her. She's an Olympian. So yeah, go ahead.
She's very competitive, and
Yeah.
it shows.
Yeah. I
So
love
the
that. I
bottom
love
three
that.
were Michelle, Tramel, and Leanne.
Which I mean, those are all really strong. I mean, that not just because he was here, but like those are really strong competitors. I mean,
Right.
Michelle Ragusis, I don't know how to say her last name. I love her, but we've seen her compete so many times. I've seen her on all these different shows. I absolutely love her. You know, I love Chef Leanne. I mean, she's my girl. So that's two of my dream team. And then obviously Chef Trammell. Like, I was bummed.
Yeah. No, it was. Um. Again, it's going to come
Yeah.
back to fractions, not miles in this competition. And as they,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had a chance to watch this last Sundays or not yet.
Yeah.
It is just, it's brutal,
I have
man.
not watched this last Sunday. That's why I was like, okay, no spoilers, no spoilers. But I have not watched this last Sunday. But it is. It's like, what do you? Okay, I know you've seen it, but this won't be like a spoiler for last week. But what do you hope to see more of? I mean, like
Oh my gosh.
I like to see more of. I was gonna say knife play, and I don't think that's the right technical term for that.
Knife
Basically,
cuts.
well, no, more like with the golden knife.
Ah,
I think that we've seen two really great uses. First with I think it was Chef Alex.
yeah.
Yeah, and then with Chef Leanne, with who they chose with that golden knife, like who they chose. I was very surprised that she chose. How do you say his name again? Ashwar and
Avatar.
Avishar. That was
I
surprised. That
was,
was surprising to me, just because I think there are other
I,
people that were
uh,
competitive. I
I
don't
would have
know.
picked somebody else. I would not have
Okay,
picked Avashar. I would have probably picked like Molly or
okay.
um, one of the other, not say lesser, but
Yeah.
just to, somebody that, okay, so Alex
Who was
picked,
it? Yeah,
just, for more competitive, like to knock out a heavier competitor. But
yeah,
I think I would have tried to get rid of one of the weaker ones at this point, just
yeah.
to, you know,
Really?
yeah, I think so. I don't see Molly
Because
going much further. She's too wishy-washy and undecided, and a surprisingly limited range. I mean,
see,
overall, I'm
you
really
know,
surprised at that.
I think that because again, I love watching her show. So it's like, and I know my mom loves her show as well. I think that it's one of those, I got to get it's not a prejudice, that's not the right word, but it's like the thing about home chefs. Like,
Preconceived.
thank you, that's the right word. Preconceived notion about home chefs out of my head. And I know, again, out of so many other people's heads, where it's like, oh, a home chef automatically equals no knowledge, or not, or limited knowledge, not no knowledge, excuse me, limited knowledge. And I think she knows a lot more than not that she's letting on, that's not the right word either.
She's
But I
not
think
aware of.
yeah, yeah, because I mean, I think that she has an excellent palate. I think that she's is a good competitor. I think that she's started to compete more. I think we're going to be seeing her more competition wise, which is exciting to me. I don't know.
I think she needs to. So she's been playing in her wheelhouse, and sometimes for this
Yeah.
type of show, you have to just trust your base and push a little bit
Which we seeing
further.
like with Zach with baking. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So you have your base knowledge of. It sounds like she has three main cuisines, maybe four
Yeah.
if you count American in there,
Yeah.
and add to it. Don't be afraid to try, because if you
Yeah.
have that as a space, you can go, okay, this is similar to this.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things as a home
Yeah.
cook is, well, yeah, I agree with Mama
It's
Bristol. She is inexperienced with competitions,
which is a
but
whole different ball game. Yeah.
she is
Yeah. Yeah.
versed with um, working in front of a camera crew.
Yeah.
And so, because that's a whole nother thing too, of learning to work within
Yeah.
that world. It's just different.
It's a
But
whole other ballgame. I mean, like Chef Jamal, I did not mean to interrupt, but it's like we don't see a lot of those inner workings, and so it
right.
really is, you know, adding a whole other layer, having to cook not just in front of yourself, but in front of 100 crew members that are running around, and
Yeah, so but I think she just needs to quit using that as a crutch or an
yeah,
excuse and just go, I started off as and I have this now. And
yeah.
again,
Okay,
it's
I like
it's embracing where you're at instead of
yeah.
looking back and go, I'm stuck back here.
I think that I like the way you said that because it's like, I think that that's something I know that I've struggled with in the past too. It's like, when you're like, oh, not only, it's not all or nothing, but it's like, oh, okay. For example, I've learned so much since Worst Cooks in America. And it's like, I am so much better in the kitchen. I can cook foods that I had no clue that I would ever be able to cook. Right. And so it's like sometimes when I get on here and it's not just like self detrimental, but it's just basically I think sometimes I can slip into the, oh well, I was a worse cook, not realizing, hey, this is 6 years of knowledge of working my tiny off in a kitchen, like learning these different things. So yeah, I hope to see her kind of grow in that. I think that hopefully we will. And especially when she does more of these competitions, I think it's interesting with the amount of new chefs that we've been kind of exposed to this with this TOC, not TOC. Oh my God, I'm mixed up.
24 and
20,
24.
it is, I have not stopped talking for the last 3 hours, so I apologize. Words are hard right now. But, but yeah, but I mean, with this 24 and 24, like, I think that it's going to be interesting just seeing them kind of come out of their competition shells and go on to other shows. Like we've already seen some on, what's it called? Food Mayors, Flavor Town, not
Flavortown.
Flavor Town, so
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's exciting. So obviously we said bye to Chef Jamal. No, what do you think? Oh wait, you've already seen next week, so maybe it might be a teaser. But next week, meaning last week,
It'll be a
uh,
surprise. I'll just say it's a surprise,
a
and it's a
surprise.
rough one. We wound up watching it because I all day
Okay.
Sunday I was working. It was Mother's Day, and I was working on a
Yeah.
huge 150-point project to turn in. The video came out really good.
Know
Um,
that we're cheering you on, and it's like my mom and I were talking about it the other day. Like we are so proud of you. Like first of all, just continuing your education. You have so many different talents, and it's so nice to see you kick culinary butt and do something that not a lot of people do. Especially with food anthropology, like it's such a cool thing, and I'm honored to have you on here just because of your knowledge. So I just love it. So sorry, I
I'm
get
just a
excited.
food geek.
Yeah, but I
And
love that though.
and for those that don't know, I am a food geek and a food groupie.
Yeah.
I collect cookbooks. I have over 4,000. I have been on stage with Alton Brown 5 times by
Yeah.
luck alone. Met quite a few celebrity chefs. I'm
Yeah.
always open to talking and meeting more. So I'm a food
Yeah.
groupie. I follow chefs the way some people follow rock groups.
And I love that. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful, Michelle. But yeah, okay. So we have this coming up. I know Bucko, we're gonna kind of we're still trying to find out a day that works for this talk. I appreciate you guys being so open today. It's basically I was driving home from PTO, like, okay, we gotta get on. We gotta get on.
By the way, happy belated Mother's Day.
Oh my God, happy belated Mother's Day to you as well. Oh my God, thank you so much. This is wonderful. All right, Michelle, first of all, again, I wish you nothing but the best. Go finish your degree, and then we will talk about last week's episode soon.
A few more days. Friday at like 10:30. It should be almost, well, starting at 10:30. So
Oh my God. Well, Michelle, I thank you so much. And guys, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, guys.